Merlin the Wizard. Long ago, in the misty hills of ancient Britain, when kingdoms were young and dragons were whispered about in fearful tones, there lived a man whose name would echo across centuries: Merlin, the greatest wizard the world had ever known. Merlin was not like ordinary men. Some claimed he was the child of a mortal woman and a spirit of the otherworld, born with wisdom beyond his years. Others believed he was blessed by the old gods to guide kings and shape the destiny of Britain. Whatever the truth, Merlin grew to become a figure of wonder, feared and loved in equal measure. The birth of a seer. Merlin's childhood was steeped in mystery. His mother, a pious maiden, gave birth to him in a small village. People whispered that the boy's father was not of this world. When Merlin was still a child, he astonished the elders by speaking of things no one had taught him: prophecies of storms, plagues, and the fate of kings. One story tells that when he was only 7 years old, the local king sought to build a mighty tower. Yet, no matter how high the workers built it, the stones crumbled by morning. The king's advisors said that the sacrifice of a fatherless child's blood would strengthen the foundations. Merlin, being fatherless, was chosen. But when he was brought before the king, the boy spoke with authority. "Your tower falls not because of a curse, but because beneath it lie 2 dragons, one red, one white. They battle endlessly, and their struggle shakes the earth." The king laughed, but Merlin insisted they dig beneath the foundations. Sure enough, 2 dragons were discovered, just as Merlin said. When freed, they fought fiercely. The red dragon overcame the white. Merlin explained, "The red dragon is the spirit of Britain, the white dragon is the Saxon invader. Britain shall triumph, though only after great suffering." The king trembled at the boy's power, realizing this child was not meant to be sacrificed, but to be listened to. And so Merlin's legend began. The making of a wizard. As he grew older, Merlin wandered the forests and mountains. He was taught not by men, but by nature itself. The whisper of the wind carried secrets to his ears, the stars told him of destinies, and the rivers revealed the flow of time. He could summon storms, speak to animals, and vanish like mist. But Merlin was not merely a sorcerer, he was a counselor of kings. He believed that magic should serve wisdom, and wisdom should guide rulers. It was in this role that he met Uther Pendragon, a fierce but troubled king of Britain. Uther was brave in battle, yet his heart was restless. He fell deeply in love with Igraine, the wife of Duke Gorlois of Cornwall. But she was far beyond his reach. Desperate, Uther turned to Merlin. The wizard, seeing that destiny had its own design, agreed to help, but with a condition. "I will grant you what you desire," Merlin said, "but in return, you must give me your firstborn child." Uther, blinded by passion, agreed. Using his magic, Merlin transformed Uther's appearance into that of Duke Gorlois. Disguised, Uther entered Tintagel Castle, where Igraine welcomed him as her husband. That night, Arthur, the child destined to be the greatest king of Britain, was conceived. When Arthur was born, Merlin took him away, placing him in the care of Sir Ector, a noble knight, to be raised in secret. No one knew the boy's true parentage, not even Arthur himself. The fall of Camelot. Without Merlin's guiding hand, Camelot began to crumble. The betrayal of Guinevere and Lancelot divided the Round Table. Worse still, Arthur's illegitimate son, Mordred, rose in rebellion. At the Battle of Camelot, Arthur and Mordred struck each other down. Arthur, mortally wounded, was carried by loyal knights to the shore. There, the Lady of the Lake received Excalibur back into the waters. Arthur was taken to the mystical Isle of Avalon, where he would sleep until Britain's darkest hour. And so ended the Age of Camelot. Legacy of the Wizard. Though Arthur was gone, Merlin's legend endured. He was remembered as a prophet, a trickster, a wise man, and a guardian of Britain's destiny. His story is not merely one of magic, but of wisdom. He showed that true power lies not in spells or swords, but in guiding hearts and shaping futures. To this day, when storms roll across the hills of Britain or when ancient oak trees creak in the night, some say it is Merlin's voice, reminding the world that legends never truly die.